morning or good evening or whatever time it is when you watch this. What I want to talk to you about today is something that may make a difference, one of those game changer things, and that is your mini buffing wheel. And that is, of course, if you're doing buffing a lot and if you're using the flex shaft of your Dremel on your Dremel to do the buffing. Now, generally, the buffing wheels that most people use are these muslin ones, and they can be purchased like this in packages, and they look like this. Then you can also find them a little bit fluffier. That would be like this. You always have to look for what's called unstitched, because the moment they are stitched, they are a little bit too hard and they might leave gouges on your piece. And even with these, they might still leave gouges on your piece. What I have found out quite a few months ago, accidentally, I was on eBay and it kind of hit me, let me try this, are these little fine wool mini buffing wheels. As you can see, it looks very, very fluffy and it almost looks like cotton. Well, I can tell you that it makes a humongous difference, absolutely humongous. They never left gouges, and not only that, but obtaining an exceptionally shiny gloss is exceptionally fast. And not only that, but the gloss is you can get a much more shine with these fine wool ones than with the regular muslin ones. The only problem was that the vendor was in China, Hong Kong, something, so I had to wait for like, 5 or 6 weeks before I got them. And then, of course, once I saw how good they were, I told all my sponsors about it, and they went ahead and they got some, and they were all very, very pleased. But not long ago, I also told Trish from PolyClay about them, and she actually managed to get some in the store, and they are an exceptionally good price. I mean, it's like $3 something for 5. And of course, you can get 10 or 20 also for a low price. And what I want to show you is the difference, okay? I have this cuff that has been sanded all over. I don't really care much if it gets gouged, because this is actually a backing for something else. So this part will be covered anyway. And I sanded it just to show you how it is. And I will be using a brand new one, for brand new wheel for this experiment. So on part of it, I will do the thin ones on one end. Then on the other end, I will do the fluffy muslin. So on the ends, it will be the muslin wheels, and on the very middle, I will do the fine wool. And I'll probably, I don't know, because I want to show you in real time, and it's going to be noisy, so I'm not sure if I'm going to cover the noise with music or just leave the noise for you to be completely convinced that this is real time. It's not at all sped up or anything, and that way you can be sure that this is what it is. So this is supposed to be fine muslin, okay? And muslin buffs on mandrel, and they are from esslinger.com, where I actually got the buffing wheels for my mini bench grinder. So I will be doing kind of like from here to here. And let me get my camera a little lower so you can see perfectly, and make sure that it is perfectly focused so you can see exactly what I am doing. Let me Just a second. And I will disable the autofocus and make sure that it's focused perfectly on at this level. There we go. Okay, so if I don't put music over it, beware of noise. And as you can see, I have to insist a lot with this thinner one. It kind of makes it stand to reason that you need a thicker one, right? Okay, this is pretty much the best you can do with this one. Pretty much. I mean, even if you insist and you insist, you will not get anything better. And let me do a very close up so you can see the little gouges. And I'm going to put the camera really close up, because I told you they do leave gouges. I'm going to try and... Now remember, this was sanded to practically 2000. And there are tiny gouges. You can see lines that the buffing wheel has left in the clay. Not sure if you can, actually. I'll try and see if I can go even closer. This will be about as close as I can go. But there are tiny gouges right here somewhere on this end. No, on this end. Sorry, it's backwards. It's right here. Right here there are some gouges. I'm trying to get the camera to pick up. Funny little lines. Fine little lines. Okay, now let's do the fluffy ones and see how that works. Let me take this out. And grab a fluffy one. Which is way better than the thin ones, and those ones have a much smaller, oops, sorry, not this one needs to turn, this one needs to turn, a much smaller shank than the fluffy ones. Always make sure that you get it really tight, otherwise it's going to start flying out. Okay, now let's get the other end. We are going to get this end and see how long it's going to take. So let's see. Noise. And this is pretty much the shine that you'll get with this one. As you can see, it's much better than the other one. It's way shinier, but there still are gouges, and actually it left quite a huge gouge in here. Because the moment you hold it too much in one position, it's going to gouge. See the gouging? Oh, it's even worse. And now, let me position the camera properly. Okay. And now let's do the fine wool one. Yes, they will start looking like this instead of all fluffy because of the centripetal force. Okay, now this is a fine wool. And it's got a mandrel a little bit, a shank a little bit thicker than the other ones. And let's do the middle, which should be much more of an area, so it should take much longer to do it, right? Well, let's see what happens. Sorry, I'm holding the Dremel in my lap, so it's prone to fall as it moves. Go all this area. See the difference? Perfectly glossy shine, absolutely no gouging compared to these other ones. So this is the one with the fluffy muslin that's got a big gouge, and you can see none of them is as shiny as the area done with the fine wool wheel. And I'll show you how in no time I'm going to make this one all shiny and glossy. Noise. So now the whole thing is nice and shiny and glossy. And now talking gouges, there is absolutely no gouging here. Let me get it in a very close up so you can see that the whole area is perfectly fine. See, absolutely no gouging compared to, so this is the one with the thin muslin, and of course it still has some gouging. So that was from the thin muslin, and the one from the thicker muslin, look what happened. Because the fine wool one is the fibers are, I think that they are using mohair or maybe even Angora wool, because the threads of it are exceptionally fine. The only problem is when it's very, very new, you might have, and probably so, you might have a little thread or two flying off because it's fully unstitched, and they last for quite a bit of time. They do get worn out faster than the muslin ones, so you might need them faster, but as I said now that Trish had brought them in, they are really a game changer for buffing if you're using a flex shaft. So that's what I wanted to tell you. I will put the link in the description where you can get the fine wool ones, and I'll also put a link where you can get the other ones. So it's up to you, but I just wanted to share this with you. Happy claying!